Hello. Good Friday. Welcome to all of you guys. Have a great day. Great weekend. I'm going to wish you that at the beginning of this call. So, I don't really do these aside from these calls is trying to keep you guys in a lighter mindset, a more positive mindset. And positivity is something I'm not like a big fan of, just because it's like, if you tell someone who's not feeling good or in a bad place or depressed, like, just be positive, it pisses them off more, right? And so my goal is not intentionally to just get you guys to be positive, because that's not what this is about. What my feeds are really is about relationships, right? How do we grow our relationships, which in reality reflect your life? Your reality is a reflection of your relationships. And if your reality is that I want to try and see you guys here just for a second on Facebook. If your reality is that you're trying to live a better life or see what you're seeing or change your world or whatever the case may be, I'm going to keep popping up, guys, and seeing who's joining me. Hi, guys. I can see so many of you on Instagram today. So I can see those of you are viewing me on Facebook. I honestly just don't know why I can't see posts or anything. So we'll just I'm going to roll with it. And we'll go from there. Okay. Because I am not avoiding you. I just really can't see any of the content that's happening, that's coming up from you Instagram or you Facebookers this day. So I'm gonna fix that next week. I apologize to keep interrupting. Okay, so long story short, apparently you guys like it when I get feisty, and I've been a little feisty lately. I've been a little bit irritated, shall I say, isn't the best word. My feathers have gotten a little ruffled regarding, just the energy that's happening. Not in a negative way, more in my heart is in this to help people transform, right? I'm a transformer. I'm here to get you from the old to the new and in the fastest vehicle possible. All right. And so today I feel like I'm the bearer of bad news, and I'm okay with that. I typically am the bearer of bad news. I'm the bearer of the news that people don't want to hear, which is why I call everything truth, right? Truth talk, truth tribe. Because when you are speaking truth, typically the truth is not what we want to hear. We want to hear the sugar-coated bullshit version, and I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. And so the topics that came up this week: bullying, boldness, and nature. And in those three topics, the bullying, the boldness, and the nature, what I've realized is the bad news is that we have to stop trying to help each other. And I know that sounds so anti-love, kindness, generosity, but I mean it in the most loving way. And the reason I'm saying that is because you're being disappointed in people and you're getting let down because large amounts of people that you're preaching to don't want it. They don't want it. And that's my simple answer. So the truth is that when you're complaining and being victimized and saying poor me and nothing's working and there's no solutions and nobody's doing anything, here's the truth. Here's your truth, revelation. The truth is that you don't really want it. And the reason I say that is, why don't you want it, right? What people say, well, really? Do you think that's true? Why don't you want it, you ask? I'm going to tell you. It is because you are humans, human beings, and we are all wired to be conditioned to certainty. All right. And so the conditioning that we get programmed into is what is certain. We know this, right? And so when you're asked to change your conditions, right, to change whatever condition it is. Now, this could be just as simple as a thought pattern, a belief system that you were taught as a 4-year-old. And you were taught the way you get attention is by being sick. And so focusing on illness and focusing on sickness and focusing on drama is attention, which means it's really ultimate fulfilling to you to be sick. Does it make it right? And does it make it good? No, doesn't make it right or wrong. It just means it's fulfilling, which would be weird to some people, but I totally get it. And so the reason I say that is that when you're being asked to change a condition, anything, a belief, a habit, a pattern, a way, a means of income, a means of transportation, a means of job, interaction on Zoom instead of on, face-to-face in a business environment, it's different. And so those conditions are getting rattled and people are uncomfortable. So for some, changing a belief that's super deep and a mindset and a decision and the way you live your life is almost torturous for some. Seriously, it sounds crazy, I know, but being miserable for a lot of people and being in pain is easier than ending long, worn out conditions and beliefs that no longer serve you. Because there is certainty in that. There's comfort in that. And change on any level, right? Changing the way you think, changing the belief that could it be possible? There's a lot of mean people out there and burglars and murderers and bad negative people out there. Could it be possible that just on a bigger scale, someone could be possibly taking advantage of you? Yes, it's possible. Does it make it right or wrong to anyone's viewpoint? No. But being out of the certainty of going, no, everybody's good, everybody's nice. I used to have this syndrome, which is why I'm bringing it up. I thought everybody was honest and true. I thought everybody wanted to tell the truth. My husband makes fun of me all the time. He's like, you're the worst liar. And I told him I'm going to go to fibbing school so I can get stuff by him because I am a terrible. I cannot not speak truth and he knows it. So I don't get away with much with him. I don't get away with much with anybody. I'm kind of terrible at trying to make stuff up. But the point being is that, that's not my gift and nor do you want it to be. So where I'm trying to get to you is the bad news is that trying to make changes in this environment, which is being forced upon everybody, is that you're all being forced to make changes. And it goes against your nervous system. You want science, you want proof. Everybody's like, you can't just sit here and spout stuff off, Don. I can because I have a kinesiology, science, physiology degree. So I do know the body. And the funny part is that your nervous system is basically like etched in wiring, like a house. The wiring's in the walls. You can't see it, but it works. And it works so well that you are subconsciously doing everything and thinking everything you're thinking. So I watch a lot of people out there and they're talking a good game, but talking the game is totally different than those who are currently playing the game and winning. Okay, so here's the true bad news, right? Even if I was to give you an answer, and I have been giving them all week long, many of you won't take the gift. Many people will not take the gift, even if I give you the answer, because it's against your comfort zone. So it's that simple. That's the bad news. Here we are on Good Friday, and I'm giving you bad news, but it's good stuff, right? So Good Friday means, I want you to think of it in those words. I want you to find the goodness in today. And so I want to start with the bad news first, which is no matter how many people want to put out their thoughts and their ideas and their ways to help, and some people are going, that's terrible, that's not the way it is. It's okay. Why? Because it's nature. It's natural for you to go think, oh my gosh, that's what happening is not a good thing. That's negative. I don't want to look at that. And we polarize ourselves to the other side and go, this is what's right. And we have to allow this pendulum to slow down of right and wrong, right, wrong, right, wrong. It's either this or that. It's not this or that. It's centered in the middle and it's out of polarity, and it starts to get you into the neutrality of love and respect and acceptance, and that doesn't happen if you don't see the extremes of things, which is why this stuff is coming up, the extreme of things to get you out of your certainty mode. So the good news is that it's a natural reaction. Okay. The good news is that the reaction to getting, basically, I want to think of it like this, right? Of getting stripped of your identity. Because that's what's happening, right? If you can kind of get yourself into that mindset, you're all getting stripped of your identity. And it's natural, basically, to not want to give up your wallet when someone robs you, right? Like, they're taking my money and my IDs and my credit cards and my whatever. It's going to be natural for you to go, no, don't take it. It's mine. But it's replaceable, right? And if you're me, when I got my identity stolen, or my ID stolen, I shall say, you know, I could have went upset, and I did, and I got upset with, you know, oh my gosh, you know, my license and my credit cards, and I had to make all these calls. So that was kind of, you know, that did get frustrating, and it was like they were taking part of me away. But then at the end, the old me got replaced because I got to go to the DMV, and I got to replace the photo that I didn't like. So the old me and the old identity got replaced. And I got to go put the new me on that photo, the photo I look at every day, that when I go to a store or whatever and have to show it. The new me was, this is how I wanted it. I knew when I got there for the photo, I wanted to have a smile, and I wanted to be a different image. So if you can let go of the old you, knowing that it's going to be replaceable with something better, even though pulling it away is going to hurt and it's going to be uncomfortable. So there's a better version of you waiting on the other side of this thing. It's waiting on the other side of this thing, and it's waiting for you to get stripped away. Okay? That's what's happening. And this is good news, because you can go get a new license like me. And the people see my license all the time. They're like, oh my gosh, that's the best license photo I've ever seen. I'm like, I know, because I went in with intention to go, this is going to be a good photo, which no one has good, you know, ID photos. I do. And so the other good news is there are endless sources of help and support and tools to get you to the next level of the next version of you, which again, the reason I said the bad news is people don't want help. I was on a news feed earlier today with a friend, and we were bantering about some stuff. And I said, you know, she's like, well, how do we help people? And I said, you don't. That's the bad news. I said, because I want you to be very clear. I've been running my own social, you know, test. And I wanted to see, offering free help, free help, free help. Guess who's reached out? 0. One person reached out for help for one of the programs. And what's fascinating is when you have this small of percentage, and she said, but I didn't see it. Or maybe I didn't see it. Maybe I just, those of you who are either on my calls or on my posts or on my wall, so know that I post every day. Go to my website, it's free. Go to my website, there's free product, free books, free this, free everything I can do to support you. It's there for free. And so what happens is I'm going to share with you, the good news is there are endless streams of support and tools and resources out there to get you to the next version of you. It's just going to hurt a little bit. And that's nature. That's natural. Have you ever seen a tree? If a limb gets broken off, it starts seeping a little bit and it hurts, and it's almost like seeping over the wound and protecting it, and then it grows back new limbs. You know, it's going to hurt a little bit, because if it's not programmed to be what your truth is, what you've grown up learning to believe, in your limiting, you know, maybe victim possible mindset, it's going to be hard to launch a new mentality, a new belief system, a new you. And that's okay. All right. And so, sorry guys, I'm going to try to make sure I'm catching you guys here. I don't want to drop you on my Instagram. There we go. That's okay. So I want you guys to understand that, you know, the new identity that's coming out of all of you, just because it's natural and just because it's uncomfortable, just because it's a part of us it's stripping away, doesn't mean it needs to be bad. So this is what was funny. My teenager and I were talking about this, and she said it to me in a couple different versions, but I really thought this was super cute and super a great idea. She goes, Mom, one day I was having a bad idea or a bad day or hair day, or I don't even know what it was. And she goes, don't worry, Mom. She goes, you can have a glow up, right? And be totally different tomorrow. I'm going to challenge you guys to all go out and have a glow up, right? How cool is that? Is that a good way to say it? I thought it was fabulous. I'm like, she's right. She's so right. It's time for all of us to have glow ups, to glow into a new, beautiful, more enlightened, like a glowworm, shine for everybody. And so I think it's pretty cool that she kind of could see it from her own teen version of going, sometimes we're not good and we're not in a good place, but it's okay because you have the choice to pour all the energy back into you and glow up to something amazing and start glowing. And I thought, wow, I'm going to take it. I'm going to run with it. So be careful if you guys see me changing my ways and I'm going to glow up. So I get it. I'm just here to support you guys and remind you that I hear this from clients daily, all day long, every day, in my private sessions, in my group sessions. They'll say, I know I deserve better, but I just keep sabotaging myself from success. And yes, you're right. And it's because success is wiring in this polar opposite over here. And in order for you to get comfortable in success, you think you got to go way over here like the pendulum. It's physics, guys, right? So here's the pendulum. And if you swing the pendulum way over here, physics says you have to go extreme all the way over to the opposite direction, exact time and space. So if the pendulum has to swing over here, you got to give it some time to slow down to get to the neutral you of going, I'm comfortable with this new me. I don't have to be that extreme, but I don't have to be this extreme. And that's the part I'm trying to get you guys to understand is your success is typically getting stopped because your wiring is so extreme over here and you feel like going way over here is going to be miserable and torturous. And it probably would be because it's that uncomfortable. And so feeling pain, it could feel a little painful to kind of let go of some of that. And no one likes pain, right? No one likes pain. But on the last call, this is what gives me pain. The last call, kind of bullies came up a little bit and we discussed it. And it's interesting because we go to great lengths to discuss our beliefs about ourselves and how to shift and how to change. And, if you went back and if you're bullying others right now, people are like, well, I'm not bullying. I'm just making a statement. I'm just telling them they're wrong. Well, any type of negative commenting or voicing your opinion on someone else's world, which would be their wall or their social, whatever category you're in of social, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even Snapchatting, they're all there. I don't care what social platform you're on. I'm watching bullying it's at this extreme. Like it has been going for a while, but now it's just funneled right into this only digital network, right? And I would put money, if you're bullying someone right now, if you're judging, criticizing, critiquing, telling them they're wrong, what their choices are, what they're posting is wrong, I will bet money that your childhood had adults who influenced you to program a belief that was judging or telling people their way was the only way. I'd put money on it. So it comes out as judgment and criticism and anger, but simply said, it's bullying. And we are at a place in time where we're saying, let's teach our children not to bully. And I want you all to understand, those kids can't learn anything without the adults showing. You don't have a newborn coming into the planet and being born and being a bully. You just don't. It doesn't happen. We have to go into our truth, and the truth is, and we have to look at where children are learning to bully. It could be passive bullying. It could be under the table bullying. It could be under the table mean, sarcastic comments to people, but it's still not being kind and generous during a time when you don't know where people are. And if they're going through this torturous shift and their identity is getting stripped away and who they've been and where they've been and who they've become or have to become is scaring the shit out of them. And it literally is breaking my heart. Now, if they said, look, I'm extreme. I don't want to do this. I want to be an ass. And they're owning it. Cool. I'm in. I get it. At least they can see it. And so, when you're watching people, I just want you to understand, when you're watching people go a little, let's call it cuckoo on social media platforms, I just want you to kind of step back in that compassion I was teaching you guys for a while and just know that they had to get taught that. And so they're not doing it intentionally, I don't think, to try and hurt people. I really don't. I just think that's just all they know to express their emotions because they're scared or overwhelmed or they're getting stripped of their identity. So the good news is that I'm a transformer, right? And my intent is to change the game so you guys win. Always. Again, if you're not following me direct on social media, on all the platforms, please do, because I am constantly posting free stuff, right, for you guys. And I'm also posting all the announcements when I do all these events that are coming up. You guys are going to miss out. So, and if not, share this so that they can share with their friends and we can get more people on these calls and sharing the content. So my answer is I'm here to help you guys become bold, become bolder and bigger and more badass. And that only happens in one way, when you become vulnerable. So you won't have all the answers. You don't know the answers. You don't know anyone outside of your little world in your head, what they're thinking, what they're doing, how they're feeling, and the type of pain and identity that they're trying to work through. Some people, their entire identities got stripped away. And they're sitting here going, like a newborn, who am I and how do I reprogram? So you gotta have a little compassion, all right? The way you get out of this gig, the good news, is you don't have to, it's admitting you have crappy beliefs, right? Or habits. It's that simple. And then letting them go, that's what's scaring the crap out of yourself. It's a game changer, not what the vulnerability or insecurity is, not what it is. That's not the problem. It's acknowledging that you have it. That's how simple this whole thing goes. Okay? So when you acknowledge your vulnerability and your insecurity to yourself and going, not really good at that. That scares the crap out of me. That makes me nervous. That's when you have something to work on or work through or see in front of you, okay? So those of you who are open on this call and you're truly open-minded and that you're open to filling your poor programming with new winning programs, here's one thing I want you to ponder through this weekend. Again, because it's Good Friday, how do you look at yourself in the good light, in a better light, right? But it's going to be hard because we have to see things differently. So here's the gig. Here's what I want you to ponder. I just want you to think through it. You don't have to do anything. I just want you to go, okay, as a kid, did I feel any of these experiences? Okay, as a kid, did I feel anger from adults? So as a kid, what did you feel from adults? Okay, whoever the adults were, parents, sibling, older siblings, any type of family members. Did you feel anger, judgment, resentment, criticism, or disappointment? Okay, when you were in tough crisis type of scenarios, or you were uncomfortable, or you did something wrong because you thought it was normal and natural to do, and then you were being you were being your truth, you were living your personality, feisty, fun, outgoing, jumping, getting in trouble, whatever it was. But as a kid, when you got in trouble or you felt uncomfortable or you were overwhelmed, did you feel anger, judgment, resentment, criticism, or disappointment? That's what I want you to ponder this weekend. And then I want you to look and see if you are replaying any of those in your life right now. Do you accept people in your world who disappoint you and then you blame them? How many of you do that? And I'm bringing that up. It's not, because this is the funny part. It's not them. It's you needing to replay a program of disappointment that you've been wired and etched into that is allowing them to disappoint you so you can go, I'm certain this is how life is. That's it, right? So you're allowing them in your space at all is you allowing disappointment, which means you're certain this is how the life's going to work out. And I'm telling you this, it's not people disappointing you or letting you down. It's you disappointing yourself and letting yourself down by allowing disappointing people in your world. And so I'm speaking this from my truth because I used to do the same thing, the same blame game until you do the inner work. And then I realized, ooh, you know what? I would bring people into my life who I knew weren't capable of doing what I thought they would, what I wanted them to do. They would let me down. I'd be like, see, happened again. And that's what's happening to most of you. So when I really mastered the phrase, my life, my fault, it made sense. My life, my fault, my new boundaries, no longer disappointment. That's how this works. So if I don't raise my bar, I won't get better results. And that's how simple this is. So this weekend, I want you to be bold, raise your bar, be beautiful in your boundaries of acceptance. Decide, do I accept criticism, anger, judgment, resentment, or disappointment? And if that's something I radiate with, then try not to pass that energy out to other people, right? And so this weekend, I want you to work on being bold, being beautiful, and remember, it's natural to feel discomfort and uncertainty. So when you're feeling discomfort, don't start thinking something's wrong. You just got your wallet taken and you have to go replace it with a big smiley new you on the cover. That's it. That's what's happening. And so this weekend is your weekend to decide if you're going to limit yourself or launch yourself into the new ID and the new image, or you're going to limit yourself into old restricted patterns and programming of mindset that it's hard to dig into. I believe in all of you guys. The question is do you? And most people don't. And most people don't want to change. So again, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you don't want to change if you're not accepting the gift. And the gift is here's my version of it right here. This is what I do with people all the time. We dive deep. Next week is a Lighten Up event. It's a 2.5 hour event. You will dive so deep. You will be so free. You will be so clear. You will be so light and have total comprehension of how to walk into your new identity. That's how simple and easy this is. That's how simple all the things on my website are. I have free I Deserve It texts every morning coming from me, from my heart, from my soul. I have daily texts you can get from me. They're free. I have a free drama detox book, how to get the drama out of your life and own my life, my fault. I have the Truth Tribe that's on there that adds in extra stuff for you and gets reminders. You have so much stuff just from me alone. And if you want more than that, again, DM me, private message me. But I want to wish you guys a beautiful weekend. Brightest blessings. I hope you guys see the joy in it. I hope you see that even though the bad news is we don't want to change, the good news is it's gonna be a non-negotiable. When you take the new photo, you're gonna be so much happier that you're in a lighter space and a new identity. So it's okay to have human nature and things happen the way they happen because they're gonna bless you. I promise. It always does. All right, so have a great weekend. Brightest blessings. I will see you all soon. I'll see you next week, Monday. Don't forget, we have a Truth Tribe call, 6 p.m. I will be giving a free code to live digital training and live digital I Deserve It coaching, which is me on video doing the same thing I do every day, but giving you guys some ability to break out of all this. Okay, so I'll bring the free code on Monday. I'll see you guys on the Truth Tribe. Have a great weekend. Take care. Sending you all blessings and love and blankets of hearts from the universe down onto you so you feel amazing. Have a great day. Take care.